Whew, all right, about a 10-hour drive. We just pulled into Emporia. We made it. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for driving us here. Such a good driver. Okay, it's Thursday. Where are we going? Well, we're headed to the players meeting.
Players meet? Well, it is kind of a player meeting.
What is it?
Yeah, it's the dynamic doubles event.
But I thought there was a...
There is a player meeting.
Oh yeah, the players meeting for the dynamic doubles.
You got a speech to be in.
Why?
Why not? Players want to hear from you, Bobby.
Well, let's go.
Let's go.
I don't know what I'm going to say. I might say, does anybody have any eggs and bacon? Alright, we're headed back to... I forgot it already. Hobson Grove. Okay, we're going back to...
Come on, Bobby.
I know. I'm terrible at names. If you listen to the Disc Golf Answer Man, I've told you that I'm terrible with names. And my memory's not so good. Anyway, we are headed back to Hobson Grove Park. Tyler and Chris are running a Chasing the Chains doubles. And we're trying to get to the players meeting. Jeremy's trying to
get a little breakfast in.
A little breakfast in.
Good stuff.
When you're on the road, sometimes breakfast is you gotta go. All right, we're in a bit of a pickle right now. We went to the wrong golf course. So now we're...
Well, not really the wrong.
Oh, we're not the wrong?
We're right in that... the course is just right there, Bobby. We just can't get to there.
We're just on the other side of where we need to be. So we're trying to figure out how to get over there. So,
and we're coming up on Parmakers Road. So
Parmakers Road. Wouldn't that be excellent to have in Emporia? We need to get like a street called... Of course, I'd want one called Birdie Makers Road.
Yeah.
Or Birdie Makers Road.
Ace Run.
Ace Run. Yeah, I'd want one called Birdie Maker.
I think we could get one of those
Ace
in Emporia.
Run. Here we come, Ham. It's like I do it on purpose, but I don't. Hobson Grove. Here we come, Hobson Grove.
I would strongly recommend that you do that. We've got 3 full-time RVs now that are on the road, traveling around, running events, and helping out with events. So,
all right, we made it. And what's up, gentlemen? We made it, and look, hey, everybody's ready to play.
Yeah. Mr. Disc Golf says, "What's up?"
Hey, what's up, man?
That way.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go head up to the players meeting here. So, plus, I've got breakfast for Chris and Tyler. Okay, hold on. We're gonna. Looks like everybody's ready to play some disc golf today.
we're right here with Chris, guys. Oh, hey, thanks, buddy.
Yep. Workout on. There you go. Then up. There you go. And up. There you go. Get him.
Best lie. Is that what we're playing?
Yeah.
Yes. He's getting his morning workout on. Sorry.
How long do I do this? I'm already getting bored.
You can stop now.
Okay.
Watching people and stuff, what's probably the biggest mistake you think people make in putting?
Weight shift and their timing. You know, they'll see their body weight going forward, but their arm is lagging behind, or vice versa. A lot of times people, people's arm aren't in sync with their body. So yeah, that's what I try to tell people a lot of times is, try and get their weight shift and timing correct. And once that happens, they get a lot more consistent putting, and they can putt from longer distances because all their body parts are working together. So, all right, I'll kind of go over. First of all, I'm going to kind of go over just lining yourself up correctly. I know, it's pretty routine thing for most people, but I'm going to start with what I like to do. For me, what I like to do when I'm lining up to the basket is I like to take a pretty wide stance. For me, I like a wide stance because that allows me to to get a good weight shift. If you're standing flat-footed or with feet pretty close together, you know, it's going to be kind of awkward if you want to get your weight back. And for me, I like to tell a lot of people, and what I do myself is I have a lot of weight shift in my putt. That way, I'm using an extra variable. I'm using my lower body when I'm using a weight shift from back to forward. And I'll go into that and show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about weight shift and using that to propel your putt and get a lot of power through your legs. So yeah, I like to have a wide weight shift or wide stance, so that way it allows me to get all my weight from my goal is basically to get my weight from my back foot to my front foot. And that allows me to get the power with my lower body as opposed to just my arm, which some people, you know, you see and they'll just kind of stand there and not really, you know, put much effort into it. And that's, you know, that's gonna show when you're going back farther to 30, 40, 50 feet. You know, when you're using your weight and your arm, that really makes a difference. It helps you get power, helps you get accuracy a lot easier as opposed to just using your arm or just using your wrist. And just like a drive, you want to use your whole body. The same kind of thing. People don't think about, you know, the weight shift from back to forward when you're driving. It's the same concept when you're putting, except it's on a smaller scale. And you're obviously not reaching all the way back, but you know you're getting your weight from back to forward to propel the disc forward. So yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to get a wide stance, and you know I'll kind of go over that and show you slow motion in my putt. And this what I'm showing you guys is going to pertain to all of you, whether you're a spin putter, a drop putter. The weight shift thing is something that it can immediately help increase your distance, comfort zone, you know, consistency, a lot of different things. You see a lot of people, especially when it's windy, a little bit like today. You know, if you're having your weight shift, you know, if you're just standing there putting, you're not going to get a lot of power and spin on your putt. But believe it or not, when you're getting your weight shift into it, as well as your arm, you're getting that much more power. Your arm's basically just guiding the disc. Your legs are what's supplying the power and the pop. Obviously, when you're right here, you know, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But once you start getting out here and you know, 40, 50 feet, especially in the wind. And I'll go over the wind in a second, but I'm going to kind of show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the weight shift. That's the first thing I want to show you guys. So what I like to do is I like to load my weight first. That way it's one less thing to worry about when you're in the middle of your putt. Some people you see try and go all together with your weight. You know, sometimes people load their weight too early and go forward, and then they're going to putt low because their weight's going forward before their arm's coming forward. So what I like to do is eliminate a variable right off the bat by just simply bending your weight back. That way, in the middle of your putt, all you got to do is move your arm, and your weight's going to kind of follow whatever your arm does. So instead of going like most people like to go bend their weight while their arm's going back, I just preload it like this. Always do that, so that way I can one less variable in the middle of my putt. So I'm going to go like this, load my weight back, and I'm going to kind of go slow motion, then I'll break everything down. But load my weight back that way. And then all I'm doing is pushing up with my legs. So my arm and my legs are basically in sync. So load my weight back so that way it's one less variable when you're putting. Load, arm comes back, weight comes forward. So that's all that's happening is my weight's pushing back and my pushing back before I putt, and then my arm comes forward so that way, like I said, less variable to worry about in the middle of your putt. So, you know, like I said, that'll help a lot of you guys from longer range especially. Obviously shorter range, you don't really need to use as much lower body, but the farther you get back, it'll definitely help. For me, the farther I, like right here, most of the time I'll just kind of stand here and it's basically just an arm movement forward. But when you're starting to get back farther, that's when I start getting the lower body into it and bending real low. Like when you see I long putts, I'll get real low because that means I'm getting as much weight as I can. And sometimes my front foot will come off the ground actually just because of how much weight's on my back foot, and I'm really propelling my weight forward like that. It's all, not even just my lower body, it's my upper body too, because everything wants to be building up to go forward. If you're working against your body, and you'll see some people, whether you're a spin putter, you know, I'll kind of emulate a spin putt too, but they'll go back and they'll kind of go forward before the arm comes forward, and you'll see they're totally out of timing. And putting is all about timing. That's why I like to tell people about the weight shift and timing and all that stuff, is because you want everything to work together. Your arm, your legs, you don't want to work against your body, just like a drive. You know, you're not going to want to throw across your body. Same with the putt. You're not going to want to have your legs and your arm be on a different page. You want it to be together. Work together, everything flows together. And that's when you find a lot more consistency in your putting, is when everything's working together. And once you do it a few times with the weight shift, and you'll do it and you'll like, wow, it kind of comes off really smooth. And that's just because all your body parts are working together. All right, I'll go ahead and go to the next topic. Next topic. I'm gonna kind of go just talk about my release point, and you know, a lot of people like to talk about where they aim in the basket or stuff like that. So for me, now that you guys know about the lower body movement and the weight shift, I'm gonna kind of talk about what's happening with my arm and wrist and fingers, and there's a lot of other variables to a putt, obviously, but that one is a good base. Like I said, for everyone, doesn't matter what kind of style of putting you have, that weight shift and timing thing will help tremendously right off the bat. So now that I talk about that, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what's happening with my arm and my fingers. So I'm not gonna go too much into my style of putting because everyone's different, but what's happening for me when I'm putting is my arm's pretty straight, so that way there's one less variable moving. Like I said, there's so many different ways to putt, but I'm just gonna kind of go quick overview, not spend too much time about my style. I'm just gonna tell you guys so you can kind of have a understanding of what's happening. So for me, I like you guys know, I like to have a wide base. That way I can get my weight shift, and also because I can get my arm down. If I'm standing straight like this, my arm's gonna hit my leg. But if I'm back here in the weight shift, I can reach my arm down and get max power. So what's happening with my arm is basically just coming back and basically coming down. And what I like to do is I like to almost point the putter at the ground, so that way when I'm coming up, I know my wrist is gonna kind of pop. If your putter's just like this, your wrist never really breaks. You don't want it to break too much, but for me, I know that if my putter points towards the ground, I'm gonna get that wrist pop towards the basket. That's basically I'm not popping like this, I'm just popping up and down. So that way I'm eliminating the variable. Obviously there's nothing, you're never gonna be perfect up and down. That's what I try and do, is eliminate the variables to high and low. Obviously that doesn't always work, but for me, that's what my putting style is based upon. Is my putt, everything's going up and down, everything's, so that way the variables are only high and low. So yeah, start off by my arm being basically dead straight, the putter pointing towards the ground. And also what I like to tell people, with another thing to do with timing, is when your arm's coming back, no matter whether you're going back spin putt or drop putt or however you bring your arm down, always make sure it's one motion. You see a lot of people that'll go right here and then stop and then putt. That just kills all your momentum. That'd be like throwing a drive and going here and then stopping and then throwing, as opposed to going like this back and forward. Same with the putt. So if I'm driving, I like to say driving because a lot of stuff applies to putting just like driving. So if I'm driving and I'm going like this and then throw, all your momentum from your reach back is killed right there because you paused. Same with the putt. If I'm right here and I'm putting and I go like this, stop and then go forward, there's as opposed to going like this. See how as opposed to going, it's just you're not going to get as much power, and you're stopping. And like I said, from shorter range, it doesn't make much of a difference, but you're all one motion. It's so much more, it's almost going to feel like slow motion, because you don't want to stop when you're at the right before you hit your stomach or wherever your farthest back reach point. You don't want to stop there. You want to almost go forward right before you're finished going back. You don't want to stop. So you guys see what I'm talking about though? You don't want to go stop and then go forward. You want to kind of, and that's all another timing thing that a lot of people don't really notice, but it really makes a difference when you're using that. Basically your arm and your legs are in sync. So when that's why I like to load my weight before my putt or before my putt even starts, because it's one less variable. Then all I have to worry about is my arm and basically lining myself up correctly. And for me, I putt so much that from my aiming point, I'm not aiming at, like, I see the basket. Obviously I know exactly how far I am away. I basically go through I'm not like staring at a chain link or anything. I see the basket and I see like my release point, and that's pretty much all I see. It depends on how far I am away. If I'm like 60 or 80 feet away, I'll start just by that, and I'm gonna release up here because I have a drop putt, and I know it's gonna drop by the time it gets to the basket. But if I'm right here, I'm just gonna aim at the basket. But the farther away I get, the farther, I have a slight hyzer putt, so I'm aiming a little bit up, 50 feet here, 60 feet here, 80 feet here, knowing that it's gonna drop in at the last second. And it has a better speed of going downwards as opposed to coming straight in. You're kind of dropping it in. There's so many different other ways to go in the basket, as opposed to, like, you can go in this way, as opposed to, you can chain out more ways. It's a better speed if you're dropping in at the end.
us. Bobby, tell us what's going on.
Okay, okay, it's not good. I will confess, this is not good. But for some reason, I've always liked White Castle burgers. At least I remember liking them. And we don't have White Castles in Emporia. We don't have White Castles in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, where I go and visit sometimes. And we see a White Castle, so I'm like, Jeremy, I gotta get at least one slider. So we're headed to White Castle.
Can you order just one?
I think.
You have to order like 10-pack.
No, you don't have to order 10. Well, I think the smallest is 2, and we'll let you have the other one. And it might not. The thing is probably within the next, at least within the next hour, either hour or 2 to 3 hours, we're actually headed on the road for our 10-hour drive home. So we may regret these burgers because I hear they are sliders because they slide in and slide out.
How do you do this?
I don't know. It's been a long time. So a slider.
Smells good. Oh man, I should have asked for some ketchup.
Cute little burger. Really cute little burger. You poke it. All right, here's your. Oh no, that one's yours. I poked yours. Sorry.
You poked. Dang it! I should have asked for ketchup.
Mine has ketchup on it.
Do these come with onion on them?
I don't know. Are you recording? We're not gonna record me eating it.
First bite. Oh, do they come with pickles, or did you get pickles?
Come with pickles.
Oh, son of a.
Not all that. Not like what I remember.
Oh. Okay.
Look at the grease. It's just look at that grease. That's why they call it a slider. Look at that grease. Hi, I'm a greasy slider hamburger. Now that we have the sliders percolating down there, we're getting a little nervous. We got another storm coming here for Kentucky. And
we're not missing this one.
This one looks a little bit, yeah, last night we had a storm. It rained a little bit, but it pretty much broke up and didn't do much. But this looks big. That looks a little scary. So we're gonna see how it does. We may end up having to take off early, we'll have to see. So we just got here to the hotel. We're trying to figure out what everybody's gonna do with, because it's sprinkling right now and it's getting kind of gray out. Seems that most people are just kind of taking down their feather flags and anything that might get blown away, and make sure so that aviator to make sure that nothing gets blown away. But it may just sprinkle a little bit. You got it, Jeremy?
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry, Bobby. Got it covered.
Thanks.
Do what I do. Just do what I do, Bobby.
You do it so well too.
I know. When you're good at it, you just don't need any help.
There you go, folks. He doesn't need any of my help, so I'm good to go. Well, it was raining hard earlier, but it's slowed down a bit, but it's still rainy. So we're set up inside, but we only have one table. It sucks. Let's go check it out. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program, disc golf. All right, Bowling Green, Kentucky. It is 7:40. And Jeremy won't let me in the car. Can I come in?
You want in the car?
Could I please get in the car?
Come on, Bobby.
I'd like to get on the road. We're gonna get on the road because we got a little event to get ready for.
We're going, Bobby. Bobby, we're going.
And this guy thinks he's funny.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, come on. Come on, Bobby.
We got a 10 out. Well, here's the plan. We're gonna drive as far as we can.
No, we don't have a plan. We don't have a plan.
Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to drive as far as we can. See how far we can get. We're either gonna go straight through, switch off driving and sleeping, or we're gonna stop. Either way, we're headed back to Emporia.